In this exercise, we are going to play one more time with nested loop. Here is what I'm expecting from you in the console, and you should use a nested loop with the for statement. All right? So we will call this exercise pyramid pattern, and I'm waiting for you for a solution. You can put the video on pause. Okay, here we go. I'm declaring a variable of type int, calling it rows, because, as you noticed, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. This variable will help me to set my outer loop, and the behavior I want to be repeated 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we can immediately notice, looking at my code, my source code, that the outer loop will command what's going to happen on each line, and it will happen 5 times. First line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line. All right. I'm setting my I to 1 because my condition is still true with I smaller or equal to rows, which is 5. So we immediately know we will do it turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, and turn 5. So we got indeed 5 turns. I++, to iterate. And let's jump into the outer loop. I'm printing first some spaces because, as you can see here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 spaces. So I'm coding another for loop with j, because, as you remember now, I is in the scope, so I cannot declare another I, all right? I will have a compilation error, and it's until j is telling me variable I is already defined in the scope, all right? So I'm using the conventions, by the way. I'm using j. So j is 1, and until j is equal or smaller, or equal than rows minus I, okay, I'll do j++. So let's see, is this condition true? J is 1. Is it smaller or equal to rows minus I? So rows is 5 minus I at this point, is 1. So 5 minus 1 is 4. So 1 is indeed smaller than 4. Okay, I'm entering this block of code and I'm doing an output with a blank, a space. Okay? I'm printing a space. So I'm here, then I just printed one space this way. Up. Okay, one more time. I'm hitting the right arrow to show you one space, only one. As I'm in this for loop, I'm kinda trapped into it and I have to iterate on it. So my compiler will keep going, will do j++. At this point, j will be 2. Is 2 smaller than 4? The answer is yes, until it will be 4. So you understand immediately we will do 4 turns. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we will break out of the loop. This way, I will be able to print four spaces. And then I'm going to print my asterisk. I'm declaring third local variable with a convention, calling it k. I'm initializing it to 1. K is k smaller or equal to I. I is 1, so it's true. I'm printing an asterisk and a space. So this way I'm doing already this space. Second turn, I will have a false because k will be 2. Is k smaller or equal than I, which is 1? The answer is no. So I will be out of the, I will break that for loop. And I will be out of this one. There's no need to print other spaces. What I'm doing only is to go to the next line. By the way, if you're curious, you might have noticed already, print is only doing an output, but it is not going back to the next line in the console. This is important. Print is doing only an output without doing this. Println is doing an output, but it's going to the next line. It is important, okay? So with this instruction, this expression, they can just simply go to the next line. By the way, it's written here in the documentation, I believe. Println, let's see, terminates the current line by writing the line of separate a string, etc. So, you know, they're saying terminates the current line. Okay, if I'm clicking on only print, what do they say? Let me check. Print string, prints a string, is the other one is null. Okay, so they are not saying it will be the last of the line. So we can figure out this one will terminate the line and the other no. Okay, it was a bit tricky. Anyway, at this point I just did that. I jumped to the second line and I will be, you get it, because I'm hitting the end of my outer loop. So I'm going to execute this small expression, which is I++, because I just hit the closing curly brace. All right, so I will be 2. And here we go again. In the condition, I smaller or equal to rows. The answer is yes. I'm entering another inner loop, for loop. J is 1. J smaller or equal to rows. It will be true, sorry, but minus I this time is 2. So you can easily understand I'm not going to do 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4 like first time. I'm going to do only, 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, because rows, I is 2 right now. So I'm going to break faster this loop, because when j will be equal or smaller, or equal to this time 3, not 4, I will break the loop. So I will do only 3 spaces. Okay? And I will go to another for loop inside the outer. And this time I, as you remember, is 2. So the condition will make me do 2 turns, obviously, because I will keep going inside this for loop until k is smaller or equal to I, but I is 2. So I'm going to do 2 asterisks. Okay. And I'm jumping to the third line. Okay. So there's nothing much to add. You can understand the end of this nested loop because as I is going to be bigger and bigger, we will do less spaces here. And as it will be bigger, we will do more stars inside until we break the outer loop, and this pyramid pattern will be done on the console. I'll catch you in the next lecture.